businesses will set up and they'll look like a legitimate massage parlor.
It is considered the oldest business in history, but it's not legal. How a local community is stepping up to get rid of a crime that is ridding their neighborhoods. We know your tips and information will lead to more fugitives behind bars. We're going to let you know how.
A dream that here, we put pollo over politics.
And is it fun, or is it just politics? South Texas Most Wanted starts right now. On any given day, there are more than 20,000 open warrants in Bexar County alone. You can make South Texas a safer place. Make the difference. Make the call. Good evening and welcome to tonight's South Texas Most Wanted, coming to you from downtown San Antonio. You know, we'd all like to believe that we know our neighbors, we know people who are familiar to us, but the numbers don't lie. There are sex offenders on every block, in every city block in San Antonio and Bexar County, and those are just the ones people can track. We're hoping you can add one more tonight. Jesse Garza is wanted by the U.S. Marshal Service for having an active arrest warrant for allegedly violating conditions of his lifetime sentence to supervised release. According to authorities, it is a sentence well earned. Back in March of 2001, Jesse Garza was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to indecency with a child. He was also ordered to register as a sex offender wherever he goes after his release. The Marshal Service says Garza did not do that, and because of that, he was sentenced to another 2 years in federal prison and a lifetime of federal supervision. In March of 2014, Garza was also officially charged with violating the conditions of that supervised release because he failed to attend sex offender treatment and failed to report to his probation officer. Garza has been known to reside in San Antonio and Laredo. His last known residence, though, is in Dallas, but he could be going from city to city. The Dallas County is one of the highest ranking cities in Texas when it comes to sex offenders, with more than 5,600, according to the website homefacts.com. In Bexar County and San Antonio, there are more than 3,400 sex offenders registered. In Webb County, again, according to homefacts.com, there are only 214 registered sex offenders, mostly in Laredo, but let's again stress registered, because there are almost 7,000 sex offenders that are not registered. They're out there missing, and those are just the offenders that have been convicted and authorities know about. That brings us back to Jesse Garza. U.S. Marshals say the 51-year-old is known to have continuous contact with minor children, meaning there's always minor children around him, and that makes him a priority as they try to pin down his location. If you have any information on Jesse Garza, call our South Texas Most Wanted hotline at 210-462-1747. Again, 210-462-1747. Make the difference. Make the call.
Good evening. I'm Vanessa Gallegos. You know, being married can be tough sometimes, but when your differences become violent, the law and maybe the courts have a whole new category for you. That's what has one of our next two fugitives on the run tonight. Authorities can use your help finding Winter Lanham. Lanham is wanted on a charge of assault with bodily injury married. Yes, this is an actual charge in Texas, and although it does not differ a whole lot from assault with bodily injury of a total stranger, it might in the perception of a judge, particularly if the marriage continues to go south and you end up in divorce court. Her last known address is on Stony Bluff Street, just off of Wetmore near McAllister Park. And authorities could also use your help in finding Rico Michael Navarro. The 23-year-old is wanted for bailing on a charge of possession of a controlled substance of less than a gram. And as we like to say around here, not a lot of drugs, it's a lot of trouble. Navarro could be facing up to 2 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. His last known whereabouts are on the street called Three Wood Way. Yes, that is by a golf course. Mission del Lago Golf Course to be exact, on the far south side of San Antonio. If you know anything about the whereabouts of Winter Lanham or Rico Michael Navarro, give us a call on our South Texas Most Wanted hotline at 210-462-1747. That's 210-462-1747. For South Texas Most Wanted, I am Vanessa Gallegos.
Thank you to our Vanessa Gallegos. You know, our next fugitive was born on the sunny West Coast, but authorities are hoping you will never let him see the light of day again. And he does not even know how much trouble he can be in. That's what makes him our South Texas most wanted. Medardo Orocho Araoyo Jr. is wanted by the U.S. Marshal Service for having an active arrest warrant for allegedly violating the conditions of his supervised release. Back in January of 2011, Rocha was sentenced to 2 years after pleading guilty to a charge of possession with intent to distribute cocaine. At that time, he was also ordered to serve 5 years of supervised release, but in 2012, after being released from federal prison, authorities say Rocha violated the conditions of that parole when he failed to complete a drug program and failed to report to his probation officer. Now, if you're a frequent viewer of this program, we tell this same story a lot. Fugitives who do the time behind bars, it's that pesky probation they are bound by law to do that lands them back in trouble. Now, if that is not enough, authorities say in June of 2014, a federal grand jury indicted Rocha on 2 more counts of possession with intent to distribute cocaine. Maybe he knew about those charges, maybe he did not, but the 26-year-old is facing a whole new round of trouble when authorities catch up with him. They are hopeful that will start tonight. Medardo Rocho Araoyo Jr. was born in California, but marshals do believe he now calls the San Antonio area home. If you have any information on where they might be able to find him, call our South Texas Most Wanted hotline. It is no longer just a street crime, and law enforcement says it's one of the hardest crimes to bust. Plus, is it tacos or is it politics? Our JT Street weighs in. South Texas Most Wanted is back in 30 seconds. Welcome back. You know, it's often referred to as the world's oldest profession. That doesn't make it legal. Recently, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office teamed up with the Leon Valley Police Department to bust up what they called a prostitution ring, and of all places, a strip mall. Authorities say it's the latest example of how people who know that oldest profession are learning some new tricks.
In these situations, we don't have the authority to just go shut down this business. It's not illegal to operate a massage business in this area. What is illegal is the act of prostitution.
The Bexar County Sheriff's Office recently arrested an employee of a Leon Valley massage parlor on the charge of prostitution. 35-year-old Athia Thorat was arrested on Wednesday, May 18th of this year at the VIP Avalon Massage Parlor. This was a business located on Bandera Road in Leon Valley. We say was because law enforcement received several complaints that the business was being used for prostitution. During an inspection, used and unused condoms were found at the location. The Leon Valley Police Department and their local code compliance worked with the Sheriff's Office to close the establishment due to the city ordinance violations. Authorities say it's a perfect example of how this crime is no longer just a street crime. It can be a complex one.
These places are very private, and in order to get evidence, you have to almost be involved in a situation where you are propositioned in order to have enough evidence to prove that this person is committing a crime.
For us, it's usually runaway situations, broken homes. Young women are coerced and tricked into a sexual exploitation, and then they're forced once they're in it. But at first, it's a coaxing and a tricking. Oh, let me show you love and attention and money and this, and I'll take care of you. Hey, now you have to pay me back.
It's not just a matter of saying, hey, no prostitution. We have to track down these people who are being held against their will and those who are responsible for keeping them here as well.
Of course, they don't promote that. They're not going to tell you, hey, happy ending for whatever, right? But it's there, and it's usually presented during the course of the massage, and then reputation gets out there. So we'll catch up to them. It's not if, it's when.
Further arrests and charges are possible as this is an ongoing criminal investigation. For South Texas Most Wanted, I'm Trudy Stone.
Leon Valley Mayor Chris Riley says he is grateful for the effort made by everyone, and they continue to search for any unlawful business bringing unacceptable behavior into their community. All right, still to come. It's a crime that costs taxpayers millions of dollars, and it costs the government millions of dollars even to try to track it down. More South Texas Most Wanted to come. Edgar Santillano is wanted by U.S. Marshals for having an active arrest warrant for allegedly violating the conditions of his supervised release. Authorities say back in December of 2012, Santillano was sentenced to 3 years probation after pleading guilty to counterfeiting money. But while on probation, the 24-year-old tested positive for drug use and failed to report to his probation officer, so he could be looking at a whole new set of charges. Although he is originally from Arizona, Santillano is said to be a longtime resident of San Antonio, and authorities believe he is still walking the streets on San Antonio's south side. And no matter where he is, a tip from you can help authorities track him down and put him behind bars. If you have any information on Edgar Santillano, call our South Texas Most Wanted hotline at 210-462-1747. Again, 210-462-1747. Make the difference. Make the call.
Our next two fugitives are not in the counterfeiting game, but thanks to the information from people like you, they are also no longer on the run. 29-year-old Luis Garcia was wanted on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and assault with bodily injury, with the enhanced charge of that assault was against family or dating. Yes, this is a real charge, and this is significant because the punishment range could go beyond the normal 2 to 20 years. There is a good chance the victim in this case was not his mother, since Luis Garcia was picked up at his mother's house in Floresville. Authorities have also caught up with Orlando Carmon, a fugitive we first featured back in late February. Carmon was wanted on a charge of possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance of up to 200 grams. His charge could land him in jail for 2 to 20 years. He was picked up on the southeast side of town after some good work by some good people. You can make South Texas a safer place. Make the difference. Make the call. For South Texas Most Wanted, I'm Vanessa Gallegos.
Thank you to our Vanessa. You know, it appears we are down to two, maybe. We're talking about candidates for President of the United States. The election is a mere, about 150 days away. Let the propaganda begin. It starts with our JT Street.
My fellow Americans, in this day and age where political opinions burn hotter than a habanero, we need to find what we agree upon and embrace it like a warm tortilla, not fan the flames of the open grill of partisan bickering. But recently, right here in San Antonio, someone put a sign on a door of Mama Margie's saying Donald Trump supporters weren't welcome. The sign was a fake. Then, a short time later, another sign appeared in front of a taco cabana. That sign said, quote, "You can't have your taco and eat it too." Not only have both restaurant chains denounced these claims, but now Mama Margie's Twitter handle is running for president with the slogan, quote, "Ask not what you can do for Mama, ask for a side of queso." Wise words, Mama. Now, as for the taco terrorists who put up those signs, well, they're striking right at the core of the San Antonio experience. A dream that here, we put pollo over politics. A dream that whether you support Cruz or Clinton, we can all feel the burn of a great salsa. A dream that here people are judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their chalupas. That's why tonight, I am urging all Americans to ditch inflammatory signs for inflammatory peppers. I am urging all Americans to reach across the aisle and hand your neighbor an olive branch wrapped in a tortilla. I am urging all Americans, let's taco politics. If you see somebody online who has a different political opinion than you, don't shun them, don't unfriend them. Embrace them. Use this hashtag. Offer them a taco. Because no matter what you believe politically, it's a lot harder to argue with your mouth full. Thank you, and God bless tacos.
That's our JT Street. We should point out that Texas Senator Ted Cruz is out of the running for president at this point. Who knows? Meanwhile, they are a group that is literally leaving their mark on San Antonio. You may have seen their work and may not even know it. Our South Texas Most Wanted will be right back.
For most people, taking art classes is a hobby or maybe a way to relax. But at one longtime West Side landmark, art has become so much more. The San Anto Cultural Arts Center is a refuge for dozens of young people and a catalyst to spreading pride throughout the West Side. And that makes them a South Texas Most Wanted difference maker.
San Anto Cultural Arts is a nonprofit organization. We're based on the west side of San Anto, and we have two major programs. And those programs are the Community Mural or Public Art Program, as well as the Placazo, which is a community newspaper. We will identify a lead artist to come up with a concept to create a mural. We partner with businesses or organizations that have walls to then place the mural on that wall. We're coming up on our 50th, our 50th mural to date since we were started as an organization.
20 years of doing anything is a long time.
It is a long time. I feel very old. San Anto Cultural Arts was founded by Manuel Castillo, as well as two other persons, Cruz Ortiz and Juan Ramos. And so they came together with the idea of creating artwork for the barrio. And from that, this organization grew. I think everybody who comes to San Anto, who volunteers their time, who volunteers on the board, who has acted in the capacity of staff, have all had that in mind of continuing this spark that Manny had started, which was to bring communities together, foster their development through public art and community-based arts. And I think everybody who comes through this door has that in their heart.
In their 22-year history, San Anto Cultural Arts has created 48 murals and published over 200 issues of El Placazo. This is with a staff of just 3 people and their tireless work of hundreds of volunteers. If you know of a group or individual who are making a difference in South Texas, contact us on our Facebook page or call our South Texas Most Wanted hotline at 210-462-1747. For South Texas Most Wanted, I'm Trudy Stone.
It's fantastic to see everyone at San Anto continuing to make the work of Manny Castillo a lasting legacy on the West Side. We miss him a lot. Still to come, how your calls are making a difference and how you can make a difference tonight. South Texas Most Wanted is coming up. Before we let you go, here is one last look at some of the fugitives featured here tonight. Jesse Garza is wanted by the U.S. Marshals Service for allegedly violating conditions of his lifetime sentence to supervised release. According to authorities, back in March of 2001, Garza was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to indecency with a child. He was also ordered to register as a sex offender wherever he goes after his release, basically for the rest of his life. U.S. Marshals say the 51-year-old is known to have continuous contact with minor children, meaning that there's always young children around him, and that makes him a priority as they try to pin down his location. Medardo Rocho Aragoyo Jr. is wanted by the U.S. Marshal Service for having an active arrest warrant for allegedly violating the conditions of his supervised release. Back in February of 2011, Rocha was sentenced to 2 years after pleading guilty to a charge of possession with intent to distribute cocaine. He was also ordered to serve 5 years of supervised release, but in 2012, authorities say Rocha violated parole when he failed to complete a drug treatment program and failed to report to his probation officer. Authorities also say in June of 2014, a federal grand jury indicted Rocha on 2 more counts of possession with intent to distribute cocaine. So the 26-year-old is facing a whole new round of trouble. Authorities are hopeful that trouble for him will start tonight. Authorities can use your help finding Winter Lanham. Lanham is wanted on a charge of assault with bodily injury married. That is an actual charge in Texas, and defense attorneys say it could be a damaging one in the eyes of a potential employer or the judge in a divorce court because of what it implies. You did not assault a stranger in a dispute. You are charged with assaulting your spouse. Lanham could land up to a year in jail. The 33-year-old's last known address is on Stony Bluff Street, just off of Wetmore Road near McAllister Park. And authorities could also use your help in finding Rico Michael Navarro. The 23-year-old is wanted for bailing on a charge of possession of a controlled substance of less than a gram. As we like to say around here, not a lot of drugs. It is a lot of trouble. Navarro could be facing up to 2 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Now, his last known whereabouts are on a street called Three Wood Way. That is near Mission del Lago Golf Course on the far south side of San Antonio. If you have any information on any of these suspects, give us a call on our South Texas Most Wanted hotline. The number there, 210-462-1747. Make the difference. Make the call. That's going to do it for tonight's South Texas Most Wanted. For all of us staying late to keep you safe, we will see you next time. Stick around. Our nightcap with the app is coming up in 90 seconds. We'll see you soon.
Hey guys, DJ Mighty Iris here with your nightcap with the app, coming to you from the Alamo Lounge, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds. This week, they're a band from Derby, England, whose first major album has spilled 2 top 10 hits on the alternative charts this year. And we recently caught up with them on their recent visit to the Alamo Lounge. They are The Struts.
Saying I was bad for you, he got his way. I'm gone for good. Making up stories, keeping it secret, taking your word for truth. You were bad for me, so I'm gone for good. I did all I could, so kiss this one more time and I'm gone for good. Said you misunderstood, so kiss this one last time and I'm gone for good. Thomas said sorry, coming back crawling, didn't give a shit before he stole from me, so I'm gone for good. Hey! Getting back from this, no second chances, another phone call ignored. You're back for me, but I'm gone for good. I did all I could, so kiss this one more time and I'm gone for good. You misunderstood, so kiss this one last time and I'm gone for good.
The Struts will be playing in Austin for ACL in October. Let's pray that they come back to San Antonio very soon. Don't forget to join me weekday afternoons, and do not forget to tune in to the Valdez Alt Vault Saturday mornings and Sunday nights with Michael Valdez and friends on San Antonio's alternative station 103.3 The App. For South Texas Most Wanted, I'm DJ Mighty Iris. Good night.
What?